Hey everybody, welcome to homerecordingmadeeasy.com and here on my YouTube channel. And in this video, I'm going to take you through this really cool website where you can audition literally hundreds of microphones side by side on the same audio source so you can make an informed decision before you purchase a new microphone for your home studio. But before we get to that, if you like what you see in this video, you got to hit that subscribe button and also hit the notification bell so you know when I'm posting new content. Also go out to homerecordingmadeeasy.com and get your 5 free mixing training courses. It's my gift to you, worth about 120 bucks just for visiting homerecordingmadeeasy.com. And if you want to learn the craft of mixing in a very non-technical way, perfect for beginners and intermediates, head on over to mixingmadeeasy.net. So now let's take a look at the screen. You see all the video, all the action going on here. This is a website called Audio Test Kitchen. Now there's been some other reviews done already on YouTube. You can go check those out as well. I really love this. This is a first. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this. Now what Audio Test Kitchen is all about is it allows you to audition, as it says right on their homepage here, 300 microphones. Audition and compare 300 microphones. And from what I understand, they're going to be adding more microphones in the future. They're also going to be, as you scroll down, and you can go to audiotestkitchen.com. Link will be in the description box below. And you can scroll down and you can read what Audio Test Kitchen is all about. There's a little promo video, and they show you all the science behind how they've actually recorded these microphones on different sources of material so you can get a true A/B comparison of what one microphone will sound against another microphone. And we're going to do this together. So I urge you to go to audiotestkitchen.com and read all the little stuff here. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty easy to understand. And what's great about Audio Test Kitchen, what it looks like, is going to be coming up very soon. As you can see here at the bottom, they're also going to be doing things that drums and cymbals, guitars and pedals, more microphone types of microphones, and other outboard gear and software that they're going to be doing the same type of scientific, if you will, comparison. So for example, if you're in the market for maybe a piece of audio gear, an outboard EQ or compressor in your home studio, you'll be able to audition the sound between different types of hardware, which is really, really cool. But for now, it's just microphones. So I'm going to show you how to use the site, and then you could go out and test it for yourself. It's all for free. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to come to audiotestkitchen.com. Again, links will be in the description box below, and you're going to get to this page here, and we are going to hit the go button. And once we hit the go button, it's going to ask you to create an account, which is totally free, email address and a password. And once you log in, you're going to come to this screen here. I've already created an account here, and we're going to go ahead and we are going to go over here to My Sessions up in the top left-hand corner. Okay. And what will happen is once you create your account for the first time, you'll end up on this page automatically. Okay. So, but if you don't, come up to this My Sessions tab at the top left-hand corner, and we're going to create a new session. And I'm going to call this new session Test YouTube Y2. It should type in here, right? So we're going to go Test YouTube. Okay. So we're going to call that our test, and we're going to create it. And it's going to bring up this, oops. Pause that for a second, sorry. We're going to pull up this screen here. And let me walk you through this screen and show you what it's all about. So over here at the top, you have what you just heard by accident. You have some of the audio. And right now, they only have 2 full songs here. If you click on this little down arrow here, we have the LA song. If you hover over the LA song, you'll see all the different tracks as part of the LA song. And then we have a song called The Weekend, again, with a bass, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, piano, female vocalist, piano, so on and so forth. And we'll get to this in a second, where you can choose the song and you can listen back to it through these microphones. Okay, so that's at the top section, and we'll dive a little deeper in 1 second. Over underneath that, we have our 5 different empty slots where we can place our microphones in there and compare them A/B style, which we're going to do. And we also have a mystery mic, which I'll talk about in a minute as well. Underneath this, we have our search tool right here. So if you click the search tool up here on the left-hand side, it's going to bring up all the microphones, and they are set up in alphabetical order. And like I said, there's about 300 of them. Almost every brand you can possibly think of, everything from ADK to AKGs, Antelopes. We scroll down, Lewitt microphones. They have Roswell microphones, Shure microphones. They have the Slate Digital Virtual Mic Collection microphone. They have Sterling microphones, Telefunken. They have Neumann's. They have Warm Audio. You get the idea. It's all in alphabetical order. And what you do is you want to compare certain microphones. So let's say, for example, we're looking for a new microphone for our studio, and we have a budget. And then you can see the prices that are all beneath here, what these microphones cost. And I'll show you how you can shop right from this website, which is really cool, in a few minutes. But let's say we're in the market for a microphone and we have a $500 budget, let's just say, or let's say up to $1,000 budget. So we have about, up to $1,000 we can spend. So we can scroll through, we can check out some microphones. So let's try, like say this AKG 214 over here on the right-hand side. It's a $400 mic. If we hover over these little 3 dots beneath the microphone, we can put this in what's called our cupboard. So let's put it in the cupboard. It's the test kitchen, right? Okay, and I'm going to show you what the cupboard is in a second. And let's say we also want to audition something else in about that $400 to $500 price range, up to about $1,000. So let's say we wanted to take a look at, you can scroll through it again. They're all in alphabetical order. Let's see. Let's say the Bluebird microphone. That's a good microphone. We'll put that in our cupboard, okay? And let's try one more. You can try up to 5, but let's just pick one more. Let's come down to something a little bit more expensive, say maybe around 12, but around, what we say, up to $1,000, maybe around $800-900. Let's pick a little bit more expensive microphone, and let's see what the difference is. So let's go up to, I don't know. And again, you can scroll through all of these. Let's try this Roswell microphone for $899. Okay, just put that in our cupboard. Okay. So now we put 3 microphones in our cupboard. If we come over here underneath the search tool, you'll see the little cupboard. Looks like a little pantry. You hover over it, says cupboard. We click on that. Here are the 3 microphones we put into our cupboard. We can take these left click and we can drag them into the 3 slots here. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oops, AKG. And you can rearrange them any way you want. If you want to put the AKG in slot 1, however you want to do that. Okay. Now, what's really cool, now that we have these 3 microphones, we can also take a look at underneath the cupboard. We have this little note tool where we can write little notes as we're listening back to the audio we could type little notes in here about what we like, what we don't like about the microphone, so we can compare them together. We also have, what's really cool is the frequency chart for each microphone. So you can see the 3 microphones that we have up in our test area there. As I hover over here, you can see the blue bottle is yellow, the Roswell is the orange line, and the AKG is the red line. And you can see where, like in this example, the AKG has a little bit of a bump here, about a 1.5 dB bump here between, let's see, about 95 hertz and about 400 or 500 hertz. You can also see that it has a really big spike up here at 11K where the other ones kind of drop off. So just by looking at this EQ curve, you could kind of see that, okay, the AKG should have a little bit of a mid-range hump to it and a little bit brighter of a microphone. We'll listen to that in a second. Okay, underneath that we have, what is this? Our settings here, where you could take a look at the different microphones and they'll tell you more about them. So like the AKG here is a polar pattern. It's a cardio mic. The Roswell is an omni, a figure 8, or a cardio. There's probably a little switch to switch the polar patterns. You can see all the different, the output impedance of the microphone. You can see all the different specs on each microphone by scrolling down, which is really cool. So you can see all the spec sheets side by side. And then lastly, when you pick a microphone that you like, you clip on the little shopping cart, and here is where you can buy the microphones. How great is this? Now, you'll see all your different favorite online retailers that carry these microphones. I always suggest sweetwater.com, and again, the link will be in the description box below. If you go out to Sweetwater and use my link in the description box, you'll get yourself a deal, and it also helps me as an affiliate, and I would really appreciate that. That'll be in the description box below. Thank you in advance. And you can just click on, like, let's say this AKG. If I wanted to buy this microphone, I click on Sweetwater and it goes right out to their page and you can buy it right here. How cool is that? Okay, so that is kind of how this is laid out. Now, simply what we're going to do is we'll go back to our search tool. We want to listen to these microphones. So now up here again in our audio player, we can either listen to the full band, which you have this little slider called stack effect or solo. So we can either listen to this microphone on all the instruments, and let's say the Weekend song, because it was on all the instruments, or if we want to solo up an instrument, we can just slide it over to solo and we can choose one of the individual tracks. So let's say on acoustic guitar, if we wanted to hear this AKG 214 on an acoustic guitar, because you're thinking about buying a microphone for your acoustic guitar rig setup, this is what you would do. You come over here to the player. Now we can just hit the play button and we can listen. Click on the AKG. And then we can cycle through these in real time. There's the Roswell. There's the Bluebird. Very cool, right? You can listen to them in real time. A/B, they compare them. When you click on, like in this case, the Bluebird, you'll also see an image up here on the left-hand side of the screen. You can actually left click and you can turn this around if you want to see the microphone. They have a 360-degree view of the microphone. Very, very cool. Okay, and then again, we can go back to our EQ frequency chart. Now I thought that the red line, the AKG, would be a lot brighter, but it really doesn't sound brighter than the other microphones. On the AKG, you can see the red line in bold. Now we're on the Roswell. So the Bluebird sounds very more similar to the AKG. You can see that by the EQ curve. Very, very cool. Now we're just listening to this on an acoustic guitar solo, but let's say, and the effect is going to be a little bit more subtle when you're just doing solo instruments. But let's say we wanted to hear it recorded as in a full band situation. So we click it over here to stack effects, and now it's on the full band. So what that means is the microphone that we choose means all of these instruments were recorded with that microphone. So you're going to hear the cumulative effect of what the differences between these microphones are. So let's try that. Let's start on the AKG.
One break, two hearts, 3 days forever you'll be gone. For you, 5 chords, 6 ways to tell you I was wrong. Friday night started with a bottle of wine. Saturday, wake up with you on my mind. And then on Sunday, I believed that you would always be mine. But on the weekend, we can be fine.
So on that female vocal, you can hear where it's a little more open on the top end on an AKG, and the EQ curve would suggest that, which is really, really cool. Now you can also, if you just don't want to listen to the whole passage, if there's just a certain section of the music you want to hear, you can simply loop anywhere in this audio by left clicking and dragging the little square here, and then you just hit play.
Friday night started with a bottle of wine. Saturday, wake up with you on my mind. And then on Sunday, I believed that you would always be mine. But on the weekend, we can be.
So that's really interesting. So what also is very cool about this too is that you can see that, you know, this is a $900 microphone, this Roswell, and this AKG 214 is half the price. And you can listen to the differences and you can start to say, well, is it really, you know, if I'm paying double the price, is the microphone doubly better? You know, it's all very subjective. And depending on what you're going to be using the microphone for, this is great. Now on this particular acoustic guitar ballad, to my ears, the AKG sounds a lot better to my ears than the Roswell, and it's half the money. That's really good to know. A lot of times when we're shopping for gear, especially for microphones, people are under the illusion that you need to spend a ton of money to get a really good microphone, to get a really good recording, and that's just not the case. That's not to say that expensive microphones don't have their place and they have their where you'd want to have an expensive mic. It really depends on what you're using it for. And a lot of times you'll find that the less expensive microphones will do just fine and save yourself a ton of money. And this is a great way to audition them. Now we can also click on this thing called the mystery mic, where they randomly just pick a microphone and we don't see what it is. Let's play this section back and I'll click on it.
Friday night started with a bottle of wine. Saturday, wake up with you on my mind. And then on Sunday, I believed that you would always be mine. But on the weekend, we can.
You can compare your mystery mic to one of your other microphones. And if you want to know what the mystery mic is, I think you just come down here. Do you come over here and click? Where do you click on it? I think you here? No, where do you click on it? It's, let me see. I forget. In the cupboard, does it show it or skip it? Let me just see. Oh, there it is. Okay, you click on it, and that was a Sterling $100 microphone. That was the mystery mic, a Sterling mic, right? Really cool. You just click on you just click on cupboard, and it shows you what it is, and it's random. So you can say, wow, that's a $100 microphone, and now it's in my cupboard, I believe. Oh yeah, I put it there twice by accident, so I can just delete that microphone. Now I say, wow, that's interesting. They picked me a $100 microphone. Let me compare that to, let me put it next to this one here. Let me compare that to a $900 microphone and see what the difference is.
We can be. Friday night started with a bottle of wine. Saturday, wake up with you on my mind. And then on Sunday, I believe that you would always be mine. But on the weekend,
sounds much more open to me. For this particular song and this particular style of music, this Roswell isn't the right tool for the job. Okay, you may hear engineers say a lot of times when you're recording, and the reason why a lot of studios and a lot of engineers and producers have what they call a vocal, or excuse me, a mic locker with lots of different microphones. One of the reasons why they have all these different types of microphones at all different price points is you want to match the microphone to the singer or to the acoustic guitar you're recording or the drums that you're recording or whatever, because they all sound different. And the price doesn't necessarily mean because it's more expensive, it's better suited for the job. And this is what this proves, which is really, really cool. So this $100 microphone, in this case, sounds perfect on this style of music, which is really good. So now let's also come on over to now. Oh, one other thing that we can do. How do we do this? Yes, we can also, you can loop over here as well. Oh, you can come up to this top right-hand corner. We're in normal mode right now, okay? If we clicked blind mode is going to take those microphones and it's going to shuffle them so you don't know what you're listening to, and you can audition the music to these microphones and you can make notes. So for example, let's just play this back and when I'll demonstrate how this can be very helpful to you.
one break, 2 hearts, 3 days forever, you'll be gone. For you, 5 chords.
Okay, so A to me sounds more open than B. So I can write here in notes to A, I can say, sounds nice and open compared to B. There we go. Submit notes. Let's keep listening.
6 ways to 1 break, 2 hearts, 3 days forever, you'll be gone. For you, 5 chords, 6 ways to tell you I was wrong.
So C to me even sounds more open than B. So I can put, I'm on C here, notes to C, more open than B. Okay, you could do something like that. And then when you're all done, what you can do is you can say you can compare these and write all the different notes you want. And you're not letting your eyes look at the microphone brand name or the price tag to trick your brain and your ears into thinking something sounds better or worse. This is truly a blindfold test, because our eyes plays tricks on us. You know, it's kind of a mental thing where when you see something more expensive or you see your favorite brand, you think, oh, that's going to be the one that sounds better. Not necessarily. And the blind mode will help test that for you. Once you're done, you go back to normal mode and we can take a look, I think, at our notes here. And here we go. So here were the notes. We said that the $300 microphone was nice and open compared to B, which is what we talked about earlier. I think the Roswell was a more darker sounding microphone. The AKG, I said, was more open than B, which is what we kind of talked about earlier. This and these two microphones sound very, very similar. Okay, so you can do that. Now, another way that I would recommend this. So let's say you're done with this and you're like, okay, I want to save this information. I want to test some more microphones, but I don't want to lose what I've already done here, so I don't forget what I was doing. All you have to do is come over here to My Sessions. And now here's the session we just did, and we can create a new session. And we can say test number 2, test 2, right? Create. Now this is something where you can go through, and let's say this time you say, I want to compare an inexpensive microphone to something much more expensive. And just, well, we got an error message here, not really sure why. Oh, probably because I double clicked on something. But let's say we go down to Neumann, and you can search with the filters. You can pick the price range. You can pick the brands, I'm not the brands, the features and the specs, a tube mic versus solid state versus a FET, so on and so forth. You can do all of that. You can just search in here as well. If you want to just search, by that, you can do that as well. But for what we're going to do, let's go down to something expensive. Let's find like a really nice expensive microphone. So here is, and we'll get something like a Neumann, something that everybody knows. And let's see if a Neumann microphone like the U87, which is one of the more famous microphones out on the planet, how does that sound compared to a cheaper microphone? Here's a U87 right here. So let's put this, oops. Let's see, this is $3,600. Let's put that in our cupboard. And let's compare that again to something like, that's almost a $4,000 microphone. Let's pick something like a Shure microphone. That's another popular microphone. Or let's check out, you know what would be interesting? The Warm Audio microphone. They make a Warm Audio makes a U87 clone for a lot less money. Where is it here? Here for $599. So let's put that in there as well. And then we can come over to our cupboard and we can check out the Warm Audio to the Neumann. So here's kind of their spin on the real deal. Oops, move this over. How come that doesn't do that? There we go. Okay. And now we're going to try, let's try the LA song, which is more of an R&B type of a tune. And we'll listen to it on the whole song. Why not? Just because. We'll kind of loop a section here. Okay. And we'll start off with the Warm Audio.
Who won test? We licking off shots in the west. We make believers out the best. Lay the weak to rest. In Southern California, ain't no place like this. And after stuff y'all doing, we created the shit. So don't be sagging, young buck, in the presence of this. Don't even come from my city and you're running your lip. I'm about to make a call, get the news van out. Explain nutrition to you, know how your crew ran out. We coming. Who won test? We licking off shots in the west. We make believers out the best. Lay the weak to rest. In Southern California, ain't no place like this.
Okay, so to my ears, the Neumann, the U87, the $3,600 microphone has a little bit more open in the upper mid-range, a little bit more clarity. But I got to tell you, the Warm Audio sounds very, very close. Now I think about this and I say, geez, if I'm looking for a U87 type of a microphone, does it justify $3,600 versus $600? Is it a $3,000 difference in the price of this microphone? Does it sound that much better? Does it have that much more clarity in that open upper mid-range that I'm talking about? Is it something that an EQ couldn't easily solve by putting an EQ on this microphone before it goes into the DAW or even at the mixing stage with a plugin? Right? These are the way you can start to think about these things. We can look at the frequency curve and look at this. So the Neumann, let's see, the Neumann, the real one, has a little bit more of a bump here. See exactly what I was hearing. It allows to see, are your ears really telling you the truth? It sounds a little bit more open up here than it does the Warm Audio. Totally cool. So you can compare the two and you can look at them. So this is a really, really great way to be able to sit down, choose different microphones, A/B comparison, compare them, use the blind mode so you don't let your eyes trick you into thinking that the $3,000 extra expensive microphone sounds better than the other one. It might to your ears, and that's totally fine, but it's a good way to kind of confirm that. So I think this is a very, very cool website. Again, audiotestkitchen.com. I'll put the link in the description box. Make sure you click on it. Go check it out. I think you'll really find this very, very helpful. I will be super interested to see when they do other types of gear, like they were talking about other kinds of hardware, compressors, EQs, other studio gear that we can compare. They're also going to do, as they said on the webpage, there are some plugins and also drums and cymbals, which will be really interesting as well. So I think as this thing expands, this can be a very, very cool resource for you. And once again, if you click the shop button, you can see where you can buy these particular microphones here at your favorite online retailer. But as I always tell everyone, go to sweetwater.com. You can click on the button here. It'll take you right to Sweetwater. But what I would ask you to do, if you want to help out your old brother Dave here, is that you could just take Warm Audio U87, write that down, click the link in the description box, which is my affiliate link because it really helps me out, and then you can just go buy it there. You're going to pay the same price anyway, it doesn't matter. And if you tell them that Dave from homerecordingmadeeasy.com sent you, they might even be able to give you a little bit of a deal. Depends on how much money you're spending and what you're buying. Always ask for that. Link in the description box below. Check out sweetwater.com. Check out audiokitchen.com. Let me know what you think below. Leave some comments and let me know if you've tested this out, and have you actually went and bought anything after testing out some microphones. Did it help you decide on what you wanted to buy, and did you actually go make a purchase? I'd be interested to know that. Again, go to homerecordingmadeeasy.com. Get your 5 free mixing training courses. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell. I've been Dave with homerecordingmadeeasy.com, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.